Colleagues, I was disappointed to read the press release just a little bit ago from the Majority Leader of the House. I disagree with her. I think we've worked very hard to try to build consensus. It's disappointing that we've digressed into shame and blame politics at this point. The one thing that has been consistent from House Republicans, and I hope Oregonians we'll look back at statements we've made in the media, statements we've made here on the floor of the House, statements we've made at home and town halls, all the way back, clear back to November till now. It's been consistent. We believe that failed leadership has brought Oregon to the point of a budget crisis. A challenge, really, of sorts, a challenge that we have done to ourselves, a self-inflicted wound by the failure of leadership in our governor's office and in these chambers, that we have put our kids and our communities in this very difficult spot by spending way more than we had, rolling up costs we knew we couldn't cover, knowing that these decades of deficits were upon us, and yet there was no change. Every effort we made to try to bring the budget back into bounds was refused, and now look at us. Here we have record revenues. Over 48 tax increases in the last year, bringing billions of additional dollars into the budget, and yet with record revenues and all these tax increases, the three steps from the Oregon business plan that we advocated were ignored. The first step, which we have said, if only the majority party, our friends across the aisle, would join us in this, we could solve so much for Oregon. If only we could agree to grow our economy, conform policy to that growth rate, we would have enough money for our children, our communities, for public safety. If then we could take our costs that would be accelerating at such a record pace, twice that of inflation, twice that of population increases, accelerating beyond our sustainability, if we could just bring those costs, just turn them down and come out trajectory, then we would sit down and go, what tax system do we need to have? What revenue do we need to make? It's with great disappointment that the majority party in this chamber refused step one, refused step two, just went to step three and demanded over and over and over again. And now they're prepared to blame and shame just like they've done forever. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.